Freestyle in the anchor, don't write that shit. Freestyle in the anchor.
So one, the choice of saying that specifically, right? Instead of saying the ops or the niggas from over there, right? Like those are real people that may or may not hear this song. And what this last 15 years of street music has meant about saying something specific and the risks that come with that. So I'm very curious of how you navigated that choice. But then also like as now a veteran, a young elder in your community, somebody who's like
you are firmly in the elder box.
Working towards growth. How do you look back on the specifics of that war? Because again, drill became this universal thing, but it's really, if people actually understood on the map how small this like literal multi-year war was, I think when people hear King Von and hear him dissing 63rd, even though that's east of where you are, they don't realize he's on 64th and a half, right? They don't realize he's talking about people 7 blocks. He's talking about his neighbors.
About people 4 blocks away from him.
He could have just yelled it out loud.
His friends, it's their cousins, right? Like that, to your point about the neighborhood, like he's talking about an communal war that is so destructive. So tell me one about like the choice as an artist to talk about those specifics that are vulnerable, and then 2, after reflecting on that, what's your retrospect with, with 15, 16 years later to where this really picked up?
Yeah, so I actually named 2 different like opposing sets. So 57 and Block Burner. Those are 2. And they are not opposing for me. But the culture of my neighborhood. Because if you look on the map, like 57th and Normal and 68th and Normal, 69th, 70th and Normal is so my neighborhood is surrounded by GDs, which also creates the climate and the intensity for the drill movement to start. And that's something I didn't realize until later, because you had GDs on 57th and Normal, and gentrification has completely wiped that whole neighborhood out. Like it don't even exist no more. Like literally 50 after 59th and Normal to 55th and Normal, there's nothing there. And anybody from that neighborhood, y'all know I'm not lying. The railroad bought it up, knocked down all the houses, apartments. So it doesn't even exist. And my neighborhood is being affected by gentrification from 59th and Normal to like 61st. So many houses have been torn down. So many vacant lots now. But like my neighborhood from like 57th, and then there's like this street on like 61st and like Union and like 67th Place, where it's like these are GD blocks. And like, so it's like 57th, then BDs, then GDs, then BDs, then GDs again. And once you start going to west of like Halsted, it's more GDs that way. You go east, you run into more BDs. That's O Block and all them. But then if, like in a further context, then there's GDs again on St. Lawrence. So my neighborhood was like surrounded in a sense. And I'm a historian too. And so for those that don't know, the first Black Disciple Nation headquarters was literally right on near 63rd and Normal. So my neighborhood is like where it started. So the ethos or whatever those may be are very strong there. I have family that's GDs. I love GDs. I got good brothers that's GDs. Like, let me make that very, very, very clear. And the doctrine in my neighborhood was very, very anti GD.
Which for people who don't know is already a historical tragedy because it's all theoretically all under the 6-point star.
Come on, and it was
David
all
and Larry came together to make
Black
one nation.
Gangster Disciple Nation at one point.
First of all, I'm loving this.
We get into it. And so when that split, it left a residual effects of distrust, of lack of communication, and all these different ripple effects. And so my neighborhood is very indoctrinated in that separatism. Though a lot of the people from my neighborhood also got cousins that's GD or you know what I'm saying.
that's
So
part of
it's
the
that
wrinkle,
duality of that irony, or whatever. And so I think for me, just being vulnerable to name those things is also because I'm not a part of any hate or harm.
Right.
Like I'm here to do the work to serve all of my people, all of Englewood. So I feel confident in being able to be vulnerable in those ways because I'm also able to articulate like where I stand.
Right. And you're basically what you just did was like mapping a social geography.
Yeah.
Like, that's not making a claim. That's like there's the names on the street signs, and then there's the geography of how people live and interact, and like that may not be legible for other people.
Yeah.
And it's something that very often, like when it is told, it's to like sensationalize the violence as opposed to understand like, no, these are the social structures that we operate in.